Want to know why you're here? You're here to be happy. You're here to be happy, to be content, to be peaceful, to be creative, to be appreciative, to be beauty, to be beautiful, to be gracious, to be giving, to be forgiving, and all other good things that are filtered through love. Now, for each one of those things, there's a counterbalance on the fear side. And so there are negative energies as well as positive ones. Things like sadness and anger, frustration, and the feeling that there's a lack of everything, a lack of time, a lack of money, procrastination, scarcity, and so many other things. But we are energetic beings who are always filtering the positive and the negative energies of our days and of our lives. So I'd like you to consider a new way of looking at the human psyche. And it's not complicated. It has a love side with 3 components and a fear side with 3 components. And in this talk, we're going to be concentrating on the negative side, on the fear side, just so that you understand how it works. So I'd like to suggest that we have 2 etheric pouches, one for love and one for fear-based emotions. And on the fear-based side, we've got 3 components. At the top is the shadow. The shadow is your filter for negative energies of all kinds. And your shadow can sometimes be a busy place because it filters everything, both emotional, mental things, but also physical things, toxins of all kind, be they visible or not visible. So your shadow is dealing with all the things that you're exposed to and have been exposed to, because every negative energy that you encounter goes in through the filter, in through the sieve of your shadow. It does have a valve, the shadow does, down into something called the shade. So the shadow's at the top, the shade's in the middle. There's a valve between the shadow and the shade. And the shade is the place of disease, both physical disease and mental and emotional as well. Because when too many things have been laid down in your shadow, or sometimes it has to do with how acute they've been as well, that negative energy has to have expression somehow. We have lots of natural ways of getting rid of negative energy that include crying and a whole variety of other things that we'll discuss at some other time. But when they accumulate, they have to have expression somehow. And it's really your body and your life's way of telling you that you're out of balance. It's saying, hey, 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 you're out of balance. And so sometimes that comes in the way of, a cold. You need an excuse to take a break from your life. There's a lot of stress, and you need a reason to take some downtime. So maybe you get a cold. But maybe it's a serious condition. Maybe it's a critical illness. Maybe it's anxiety. Maybe it's depression. But one way or another, your body and your life will tell you when you are seriously out of balance. And it's a wake-up call to try to get you into balance. If you don't listen, you can be sure that it will get louder, because that's just what happens. At the bottom of the shade is what I call the super shadow. And this is quite a really dark place, the darkest place. It's there, I think, for the darkest negative energies, things like shame and humiliation. And people who are exposed to intense fear-based things, including shame and humiliation, sometimes, not always, but sometimes, go down into the super shadow. It can be the place of crime, That's on a continuum all the way to really what we think of as evil. So everyone has these components. It's not that there are good people and bad people. Everybody has the potentials for these things, and it's all an energetic system. It depends on what you're exposed to on a day-to-day basis. It also depends on exposure often to things in childhood, but throughout your life, but especially in childhood, things that have marked you. Someone's told you you're dumb, or you're too fat, or you're too skinny, or you have no talent in this, or you're no good at that, you're an idiot, whatever that message was. A lot of the time, those things get laid down and form the emotional plaque of your life. The other thing that is that when there's a lot of stuff on the negative side here of your psyche, on the fear side, it's going to prompt your positive side to be stronger, to work harder. Because after all, it is a system trying to stay in balance. And in the next video, we're going to talk about the love side of the equation and how that works. We're then going to go on to tell you exactly lots of tools so that you can make sure that you're circulating lots of good things into the positive side of your psyche and that you're circulating the negative things out. So join us for the next one.